So we're making my buckwheat chocolate chunk cookies with orange zest and cardamom. So we're going to be using a rustic buckwheat flour. So you can see a little bit of the hulls still in the flour. It's going to give it a kind of rustic in texture to the cookie, which I like. And then we're also using a little bit of regular all-purpose flour. So we're going to start by creaming together our butter and sugars. And we've got two different kinds of sugar. We've got a dark brown sugar, and we have just regular granulated sugar. And we're going to go onto our mixing bowl here. So we're going to mix those together for about a minute or two. Once the mixture has come together and is light and fluffy, we're going to add our egg. And I also have some extract. I have vanilla extract and orange extract here. So those are going to go in together. Right in here. Then I'm going to take a little bit of orange zest. About a tablespoon. And we're going to toss that in. And I have here some ground cardamom. Okay, we're just going to pulse that together until it's homogenized, and I'm going to stop and scrape down the sides. Okay. Now I have my dry ingredients. I've got my little pinch of salt, some baking powder and baking soda, and then I have my two flours. I've got my buckwheat and all-purpose. So we'll just add those in. And we're just gonna kind of pulse this to bring it together. We don't want to overmix the dough. So here I'm gonna stop. And I'm going to prep my chocolate. So I like to use chocolate bars. So I cut them and get different shapes for the melted chocolate in the cookie. So kind of all be different shapes and some different sizes, some big, some small. And this is about half a pound of chocolate. Okay. We're going to add the chocolate right in. And mix it just till it comes together. And then we'll take it out. We'll just want to make sure it's all combined. So we're just going to put them on the tray. The cookies are about an ounce each. All right, we're just going to put these in the oven, and they'll bake for about 12 to 15 minutes. Okay. And I'll turn them about halfway in the cooking time. All right, so we'll just wait. So in addition to the buckwheat flour, we're putting some toasted buckwheat groats in the cookies. So these are just the hulled buckwheat kernels that have been lightly toasted. You can do it either in a stovetop, in a dry pan on the stovetop, or just in the oven until they get nice and toasty brown, and you can smell them. And these we're going to add into the cookie. You could also add like a cacao nib or nuts into the cookie if you wanted instead. But I like to add the buckwheat groats because they add a nice crunch and more of that sort of nutty, toasty flavor. Okay. So let me get this out of the way. And okay. Uh-oh.
They unplugged you.
Oh.
Oh.
It's pouring.